You can make a decision where that doesn't become your identity, because for some people that becomes their identity.
Atomic Souls Podcast.
I'll be honest with you. I grew up in Gary, Indiana. One of my favorite cousins, my closest cousin, I was kind of raised by my aunt, and at home, one of my cousins, her daughter, she had mental illness. She dealt with like serious bipolar, and she, drank. There's a lot of alcohol around, and in my home, and then my uncle was he used heroin and had no idea. And these are people I loved and cared for, and they cared for me, and still my happiest memories has been with them.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand that some of the turmoil and some of the chaos that I witnessed at such a young age, and then in the community I grew up in, man, it's nothing but violence, drugs, danger, seeing, people selling drugs all the time outside. It was like the norm for me growing up.
Right.
And so like for me, I was an athlete, played sports. And back then, when you was an athlete, played sports, they didn't allow you to get mixed in with a whole lot of stuff, even though you would try. The kids that were like really trying to get their mind right and get focused, they would try to like keep on the right track. But, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, my heart, man, I really thought I could save my city. Like I love my home city, my hometown so much. Gary, it's such a bad negative connotation like to the name, and people have negative thoughts about it, but it's a beautiful place.
Right.
With beautiful people, it's just a lot of like darkness there. And so I was inspired to really like believe I could change my family, save my family.
Right.
On both sides, alcoholism killed us on both sides. My mom's sister, she drank gin every day, man. You know what's crazy? I don't want to ramble on this, bro. But my aunt, it was one time we got older, man, and she had like a gin, right? I thought I would be nice and courteous to give her a glass and some ice. She cussed me off for that, man.
Really?
Yeah, she only drink from the bottle, man, with paper bag. So, like being a kid, being around that, it was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that me and Rachel talk about a lot, because we try to introduce a lot of family support within our program. So we do have like a family night where we actually do process group and psych education with the family. So it might be spouses, significant others, mom, dad, whoever. And I think that gets neglected a lot of times because we don't realize, like, that the addict is struggling. By no means am I trying to downplay that.
Right.
But it's not just them. It's everybody that's in their inner circle that is so drastically affected by it. And for you, I was talking about this with somebody else the other day. It was I don't know if it was a study or just a metaphor they were using, but they're talking about like two twins that came from the same household, a household that was, riddled with addiction and alcoholism, stuff like that. One becomes a CEO, one becomes a convict.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what's the difference? And, they interview the CEO and he's like, well, after everything I saw, how could I not run the opposite direction?
Right.
And then they interview the twin brother and they're like, well, after everything I saw, how could I not fall into the exact same hole? And so I think it's beautiful for you that you're like, you saw that and you're like, I want to save my city, not I want to be another victim of the city and the culture.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think about that there's so many peripherals of the addict that are affected.
Yeah, it is, man. You know what I've also seen is that, like, let's just say the addicts just so happens to like get well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say in a scenario they get well, they get healthy, they get off the drugs, they put the bottle down, they're sober.
Right.
Man, they have to go now and deal with family members that they probably hurt, that they've let down,
making amends,
and some people not willing to let go.
Right.
And so they constantly dealing with the darkness and the horror and the painful memories that they're trying to move from because they've healed, but the family hasn't.
Yeah. I think that's a big part of making amends is you're not making amends because you're trying to get them to forgive you. You're making amends because you're forgiving yourself.
Yes.
And that's, I mean, you want them to forgive you. By no means am I
Right,
saying
right.
it's not about them. But a
Yeah.
lot of people don't understand that distinction of like, they don't have to forgive you. You need to forgive yourself and allow that to not eat away at you anymore.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You know, I had this debate, right, a few years ago. One of my mentors, Dr. Axelrod, man, brilliant man, by the way. He was a child psychologist, adult, and he's a pediatrician.
Mm-hmm.
All three. He loved school.
Right.
But we had a lunch and learn one day about a kid in our program that was really hurting, man. And we had a conversation around forgiveness. And he said, he was talking about you have to forgive and forget,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I was like, yeah, you forgive, but you never really forget.
Right.
Right. And then that's what you have to deal with.
Sure.
You can't lie to yourself and say you've forgotten it. You have to make peace
Right.
with others, but peace with yourself with that fact that that's a reality that you can't go back and change.
Well, there's a scar there. So it's like,
Yeah.
when you have a traumatic experience physically,
Yeah.
you can heal from it, but there's still be a scar. Like I got a scar on my head from when I
Correct.
split my skull open as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't do that anymore,
Right.
but I'd still have a remembrance of,
Right.
hey, you fucked up that
You
time,
made
remember?
a mistake, bro.
And so that's what you have to, exactly what you're saying. Like you can be forgiven and it not be forgotten, because it can't be forgotten. Like there's a scar there now.
Right.
And that's always going to be there.
Right. But it's like, it's okay. And I need people to understand, like,
Yeah.
that's a reminder.
Yeah.
Like we all go through stuff, and whatever our journey is, whatever our path is, you can have a season of life where there's struggle,
Sure.
there's letdowns, there's depression, there's anxiety, there's all these things. All right. But you can make a decision where that doesn't become your identity, because for some people
Right.
that becomes their identity.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Should be a character developer, not an identifier.
Exactly. Let it build your character. Let it help you help the people. Because obviously, whatever you went through
Yeah.
and you made it through that, you
Yeah.
overcame it,
Yeah.
there was a purpose and a reason for that.
Sure.
Now you go back and you help someone else do the same. You be a bridge builder. You build that bridge so they can overcome and help. And